Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
All right, so the Holy Rosary Raiders are continuing to carry their winning streak from last season into this season.
They're doing pretty well, too. Of course, one of the big reasons for the success has been a familiar face on the defensive side of the ball. However, Liam Hayward's talents are tearing it up in other ways. Brett Morton reports.
Liam Hayward has been a beast on special teams this season, returning 2 kickoffs back to the house, one 80 yards and the other 92 yards. He also has returned a punt for 66 yards. Hayward asked for this opportunity and has ran with it.
Up until this year, he's never played offense, but you know, he's in the weight room all the time, and he watches film, and he understands what's going on. He asked for an opportunity, and we gave him one, and he's making good on it.
Well, it's huge. I'm glad I have the impact that I have. Again, I wouldn't be there without them and without their blocks, without our good coaching staff. Really, the reflection we have on our individual performances is a total reflection of how we do things at Holy Rosary.
Of course, Hayward can't take all the credit in his success. He has to thank his teammates who have been a key factor.
Of course, blocks are the #1 thing we're looking for in those special teams returns, and once we find the hole, really all it is execution from there.
Hayward has been with the Raiders since grade 10 and is looked upon as a leader for the football team.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. He's in grade 12, and you know, he's worked hard, and he's earned his opportunity to play multiple positions and be a leader on the team. He expects to be in the games, and we expect him to perform, so far it's working out.
We're playing tough. I've seen almost every offense we've played against. Really, since I came in grade 10, the impact Coach Orieux had on my life and my skills as a football player has been uncanny. You can't say enough positive things about him as a mentor.
The Raiders have outscored their opponents 88-7 in just 2 games this season. They travel to Vermilion tomorrow to face the 0-2 Marauders. Brett Morton, Newcap Sports.
Meanwhile, another season of Barons football is well underway with 2 games in the books. They are 1-1, sitting in 3rd in their division. Now, it's still early this year, and of course, adjustments have to be made from the game plan to changing positions. Nicole Stilger has more in this report.
The Barons dominated Vegreville in their season opener with a 60-0 victory, but fell 30-14 to St. Paul last Friday. Coach Aaron Harper says there were great positives in both games, but still knows there's lots to work on.
We're still trying to gel together in some areas too, and I think that's going to take a couple more weeks. But again, I'm just excited. We're working hard every day trying to get better, and hopefully we'll figure it out here.
Barons senior Mitch Andony knows a thing or two about gelling. The cornerback turned running back tallied 3 touchdowns in Game 1 against Vegreville, successfully adjusting to his new role.
I've had good games on defense, and I don't think it quite compared. It was a lot different, but I really enjoyed it.
But life on offense is treating him well.
It's a little weird at first, going from being the tackler and dishing it all out, and then being the guy that's carrying the ball and getting hit all the time. But I kind of started to pick up on it and really enjoying it now.
You can catch the Barons in action this Friday at 4 p.m. against Athabasca at Armstrong Field. Reporting for Newcap Sports, I'm Nicole Stilger.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, it's one of the most notorious streets in all of Canada, one that is rampant with drug use and homelessness. Talking about East Hastings. It's in Vancouver and has become a haven for those lives that have fallen off the rails. And for a few Lloydminster Bobcats, they got to see firsthand what life is like for those on the streets. Nermanisa has more in this report.
Just found out today that actually somebody close to me just passed away, overdosed over there, so. Yeah, it's the same age as me, young, only 33, so.
For 2 days and 1 long night, this was the reality for a few Bobcat players. Evan Tschumi, Troy Van Tetering, Noah Bald, and Cole Josephchak, along with 2 local police officers and Newcap's own Bart Patiasic, toured East Hastings.
It was something else. I mean, I had no idea what to expect, and then walking in there and seeing hundreds and hundreds of people just on the streets, and it was overwhelming.
I've driven down it before with another hockey team. We just drove through it, but I never think I'd be on the ground actually seeing seeing it on the streets and talking to people like that is it's a pretty eye-opening experience.
It's an initiative set up by Coach Gord Thibodeau and the RCMP. Thibodeau did this when he was with the Fort McMurray Oil Barons. They were the first Junior A team to do this. Now it was quite successful, so he, along with local RCMP, set up the campaign here.
So I think it's a great thing for the community. It's a great way for us to give back to the community, and I know our players look forward to the trip, and obviously had quite the experience there, and hopefully they can share those experiences with the youth of our community.
The boys will tour area schools over the next few months to show how one bad decision could possibly have lasting repercussions.
Actually get to know them was they're just normal people, very nice, genuine people that want the message to be spread to young kids, but they just made a few wrong decisions, and that's where they ended up.
Newcap News will be producing a documentary on this experience that will air later this year. And for these players, the experience of East Hastings is something that will never leave them.
You see how one bad turn can end you up in such a terrible place like East Hastings. It was really eye-opening. It's something you have to just see for yourself to really understand what's going on down there, I think.
Nara Manisa, Newcap Sports.
All right, moving on to some other sports. The Lakeland Rustlers Rowing Program has received a huge donation that will go a long way to securing the team's success. Today, the club has unveiled their new facility that just cost under $40,000. The contributions came from the college fundraisers and the Alberta government. Coach Peter Walsh says the new facility will keep the team competitive in the water.
You look at hockey, I mean, they're starting in August and that's producing results. So for us to be on the water, the middle of April, I can get students on the water before they're out of here in the spring. That's another week of rowing I can put under the belt. They come back in September, they're that far ahead. And when it means that we can row past our race season and the fall, for example, again, just that much more rowing, that much more practice, our quality of rowing athlete can only improve.
You have to have those facilities, and they have the reservoir here, which is a wonderful facility, but of course the boats weren't protected in such a way that that they could be able to have the longer season. They had to haul them into storage every winter, and so now they've got a facility where the boats can stay here close to the water. You can start earlier, row later in the season, and the boats in the meantime are protected and secure. So it's one piece of the puzzle.